Mike Bond here with Jamal Hill, Anthony Smith, a very special kind of interview here. Obviously, just a few weeks out from UFC 283, where Jamal will be fighting for the vacant light heavyweight title, and I believe Anthony will be serving as the backup there. I know we had kind of discussed this possibility of you two training together after all this craziness happened, and they booked the fight for Brazil. But I guess for you, Jamal, like to actually make this come to fruition, what had to happen here?
Just had to ask. Just had to humble myself and ask, and Ant responds the way he's, bro. It's always been love between me and him. Anytime I've asked him anything, had a question, anything, he's always answered. And I figure, with his experience and him being in Glover, and then him just being the guy he is, the skill he has and stuff. I just wanted to help him. I need an extra edge and a push to get better. I'm always looking to evolve.
Yeah, Anthony, for you, was this kind of tricky to make happen middle of the holidays? I know it's a short camp for Jamal and stuff. Was this tricky to execute, or are you no problems getting out there?
I mean, a little bit, just because the fight came up so quick. You already, as my career goes on, and you got the broadcasting stuff. I got 4 kids. I got sports, and it's just scheduling it. Is a little bit tough, but honestly, Jamal doesn't need that much. It's just a different look, a different eye, just it's really essentially more options. You know what I mean? So it only takes 3 or 4 days. You can pretty much get everything you need. So we got through the holidays and squeezed it in before New Year's.
So you just got in yesterday, I believe, and you're gonna stay 3 days, 4 days?
Yep.
And I guess Jamal, obviously, we spoke to you like the day after everything happened, and it was like right at the beginning of camp. Here we are. It's like a midpoint check-in here, a few weeks to go. How's the past few weeks been?
It's been rough, bro. It's been hard work. It's been grind. It's been a grind. I was a little heavy. So I had some work to do and to get done. Which me and my team, we get after it, and it's just been good, bro. It's just work, bro. It's camp. It's tough. It's grueling, and you just enjoy it. You start to appreciate it the more you go through it and things like that. So it's just trying to get ready, get locked in, and present my best self on January 21st.
First championship camp for you. I mean, what's that been like? I know it's probably not the perfect world situation, but as you said, the weight and all that, is it on track right now to like where you'd want it to be given the circumstances?
Yeah, we're in a good place right now. It's just business as usual. I can't put too much emphasis on it and things like that. I gotta stick to evolving, stick to keeping myself sharp and doing the things that I do best. It's gotten me here, and I feel like that's what's gonna get me to the goal.
And for speaking of goals, Anthony, what's like kind of your goal as far as these few days and like helping Jamal? Like, what do you need to do to kind of prepare him the best under these circumstances?
Man, listen, Jamal can already fight. I mean, it has nothing to do with I'm not going to show him anything groundbreaking. It's essentially just making him familiar. You know what I mean? Familiar. So the first time he sees it isn't when he's in there with Glover, because Glover does do things a little bit different. I had the same kind of shock in some of those positions of things that I wasn't necessarily expecting, maybe. So it's nothing crazy. It's just making him familiar with some of those spots and just some small little tweaks, like adding options or giving him another direction to go in certain ways. That's maybe a little more Glover specific, and then just the experience. I've been in world title fights. I've been in there with John Jones, and I guess essentially making sure that he enjoys the process. Like that's the worst part. Sometimes you get so focused on the fight and you're worried about the title and it's the weight cut and it's interviews and sometimes you get lost in it a little bit. So if I could leave one thing that's other than fighting here, it's that you got to step back a little bit and enjoy the process, because at the end of it, if he goes in there and wins the title, he's going to be disappointed because he's going to look back and say, man, I just missed that whole 5 weeks where I could have enjoyed that with my team. Or I feel like I wasted 8 weeks in a training camp with John Jones because I got nothing out of it. Not only did I not enjoy myself and enjoy the journey on the way to the title fight, I ended up without the title. So I didn't get shit out of that. And I don't want, I tell anybody that'll listen that you got to enjoy the process and enjoy the journey when you're tired and laying on the mat and your team is around you. Like, that shouldn't be a negative thing. That should be something you should enjoy. And because when we're old and busted and broke down, we're going to miss being able to do that.
So I guess let's just address the elephant in the room here, kind of. Anthony, are you like officially the backup for this title fight right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess like if worst comes to worst here,
it's so
like
weird to everybody else.
It's so weird to everybody else.
Right?
Yeah, it's not weird to us at all. If something does happen in that, and then it does end up being me, and we're gonna go in and compete, bro. It's what we do. We're gonna go in, we're gonna put on the show, and it's gonna be the same. We're gonna embrace afterwards. We're gonna go have a drink and go get some food and talk about it. Talk about the experience we just had. And that's what it is. People take fighting like outside of this as one thing. This isn't that. We're trying to take care of our families. We're just trying to, live life the way we want to, and enjoy these things. And yeah, that's like Ant said, what he's brought in is that a good perspective, good energy, options. I felt he showed me some things that if I had felt them in a fight for the first time, it would have been different. So yeah, bro, just that. And I'm having fun with them. I'm having fun learning new things, getting a new perspective, adding more options to my arsenal. That's what it is for me. It's fun. I love it. I love growing my mind.
So obviously, if it goes as planned and your fight happens with Glover, Anthony, like, what are you gonna do down there? Are you gonna could we see you in the corner on the night of the fight or anything, or like what's that gonna be like?
I don't know what that looks like, man. I'm gonna get down there and just be on weight. I don't suspect there's gonna be a problem. I think that's another reason it's not it's not weird for either one of us, because I know he's getting to the fight, and I know Glover is gonna get to the fight. This is two huge opportunities for two of the top guys in the world. Unless something absolutely crazy happens, I just don't see it happening. I don't see myself being needed. I'll be there and I'll be on weight and I'll be ready. But I don't necessarily. I think there's been other fights that have happened where, like, I don't know, it's like something might happen here. I don't think this is one of those situations. But like Jamal said, if you don't fucking cross that bridge when we get to it. Until then, I'll be in Brazil. I'll be there. I'm sure we'll probably be training together down there. And we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah. Has this been good for you, Anthony? I mean, obviously, after the fight gets pulled, there's some frustration and stuff. Like, to have kind of someone to focus on, you're going to do the cut. Like, did this kind of help you mentally a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. Because I was already I was starting to ease my way in, you know what I mean, anyways, into training camp or whatever. But it's been cool to I do so much better when I'm traveling and training and kind of out of my element and just focused on just the training part of it. So it's been nice. It's been a nice jump start to when I do end up getting a fight. I'm keeping a real close eye on the Johnny Walker, Paul Craig fight to kind of see how that goes. Hopefully one of those guys wins and comes out of it, relatively uninjured and wants to make a quick turn. So, yeah, it's good, man. I go down there. It's, we get through the holidays and I can work off some of this holiday food and kind of get a jump start on it. It's been nice, man. It really has been.
And it's Brazil, man. Come on, it's Rio. It's like the summer right now, ain't it? Yeah, like summer in Brazil.
Yeah, it's great. Have you ever been to Brazil before, Jamal?
Nah, it's my first time leaving the country.
Really?
Hell yeah. He said, really? Yeah, right. So giving me on my first time leaving the Midwest was whenever I flew out for Contender Series for media. My first time ever going to a professional big sporting event with my UFC debut.
Wow, that should be an interesting little culture.
Yeah, bro. I ain't grow up with much, bro. So that's why I work so hard, bro. That's why I grind so hard, because I want to give more than what I experienced and what I had in this time to my kids. And that's really what it's about for me, man. I do all of this for them. Everything I build is to leave to them. If I didn't have them or do this shit, I'd just be lazy. I don't eat much. You know what I'm saying? I like my food and I like to chill. But I want them to have options. I want them to have whatever they want to have. So in order to do that, sacrifice is necessary, and I'm willing to do it for them.
Does this allowed you and Anthony to bond a fair bit, Jamal? You both have multiple kids, both kind of similar kind of dad life, and have I'm sure a lot of things that you can share between you. Yeah,
we understand. Yeah, we definitely understand that from that aspect. We and then just like kind of coming from the same thing. I mean, I like you. I mean, I don't know how much Ant's family had like growing up, but I feel like he come from humble beginnings and things like that as well. So he understands like a lot of things that we like that we feel like. I feel like we didn't even have to say. It was understood, didn't have to be explained. We just kind of click like that. And like you said, like the whole thing being weird. I'm not going like bro, he's been like a big bro and like a mentor to me since I stepped in. Like that conversation in Raleigh really laid the landscape of everything that I've done, just for the simple fact that, bro, you're here, you got it, you know what I mean, and things like that. You know, it really set me in. And I'm not gonna go against that or even spit or throw any type of shade on that just because we might end up in competition with each other.
For you mentioned that story in Raleigh. For anyone who maybe has missed like any of the Instagram posts or anything, can you just kind of give us the backstory there of how the foundation for this was ultimately laid?
Yeah, like after my UFC debut in Raleigh, you know, I was in my head. Like I was really, really in my head. Like I didn't get to finish. You know, a lot of things that I wanted to execute, I didn't execute well. I got taken down like 6 times, which honestly, I kind of anticipated that. I had a broken hand in that fight, and I just had a lot of questions and a lot of things. And then I met me and Ant bumped into each other at the bar downstairs, and like he just kind of gave me his take on it and like what he saw, and like then just like his experience being in the UFC, competing at this level, what to expect. Like you just got to take it, like, you know what I mean, and just pretty much just to believe in yourself and things like that, you know. And just it was a really, really good conversation, bro. And it really, because from where I was in that moment before the conversation and how he kind of brought it down for me and put it in, like, brought it in perspective, I truly appreciate that and I always will.
That's awesome. And Anthony, I might be kind of putting you on the spot here, but without giving away too much, I know you're also the analyst. Like, what do you think Jamahal has to do here to win this fight?
Listen, there's no fucking secrets here, bro. There's no secrets. Like, Jamahal's a dynamite fucking striker, and Glover is a little bit aging, is a little bit slower, and can't afford to take the damage on his feet anymore. I think we all know what that means. He's made his money, his bread and butter in the later half of his career has been his ability to grapple and slow people down and push them up against the fence. And I don't want to say it's striker versus grappler because Glover can strike. He's got heavy hands. I mean, he put me on my face one time. So I don't think it's that simple, but I think Jamahal stays on his feet the whole time. I think we know how this fight ends. If he gets taken down and gets back to his feet, I think we know how this fight ends. So I think it's really just that basic. I think that Glover has been very smart in the later part of his career. He's done a better job of not taking damage and getting to his spots and controlling people. And Jamahal needs to not let that happen. I think it's really that simple.
And Jamahal, has your, I spoke to you right after this got booked, obviously, and it seemed like you're thinking a lot of people are maybe doubting your well-rounded ability to win this fight. Where has your mindset changed over the past few weeks as you've been able to hone in on strategy or watch tape or these little things that I'm sure build more confidence going into the fight?
I really don't care. I'm adding my tools. I'm working to implement my things and what I do best, and then kill the things that he does best. And that's how you want to fight. You implement what you do best and take away what he does best. And that's what I'm gonna do. Smartest path to victory, bro. Take away what he does best, implement what I do best.
And last couple of things here, we're talking about you didn't have much growing up and all that stuff. Like, is there a lot of self-reflection going into a big moment like this that you kind of work your whole career for and things like that? Or do you need to be like super focused and not really worry about kind of all these other things and what your whole story means going into just what I guess you could say is like another fight if you wanted to put it in that context in your mind?
Yeah, I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, but I'm appreciative, bro. And it's hard not to think about everything that I've been through and, and everything I've sacrificed to get to this. And, just think about all those, some of those tough things. But all in all, I'm just focused on the task at hand. I'm obsessed with Glover Teixeira. That's all I think about. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all I'm locked in on is Glover Teixeira. So it's a good balance. I think it's a really good balance. Part of that reflection is enjoying the journey. So I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to enjoy this. This is an experience, bro. This is not something that you get to, most people never get to feel this, so it's definitely something that I want to, when I look back on this time, regardless of whatever the result was, I got to enjoy the fact that I was in a moment that a lot of people won't get to be in.
That's most people.
Yeah.
Most people. Like that. And that's what, I think some of that is kind of what I bring. Like it's perfect to look back. It's okay to look back as long as it's not in a negative way and you're being appreciative and you're looking in the past up until the moment that you're in right now. When I fought John Jones, bro, I was already counting money. I was like, I already knew a car I was buying. like I had plans, bro. I had plans, and then afterwards, and it's just devastated. You know what I mean? So I think it's perfect to look back and enjoy the journey and be appreciative. It's just as long as nobody's looking forward, I think that he'll be just fine.
Yeah, and Jamal, it kind of makes me think of that great quote you gave to Ariel Helwani when you guys spoke about like you finally get to find out, right, whether you're that guy or you're not, and this is something that not a lot of people get to figure out. How much does that go through your mind? And once he answers, Anthony, like, can you relate to that mentality too?
Yeah, bro. It does. Up until this moment, like all the fights, like even when I was undefeated, like there was a pressure, right? The pressure just to win. I mean, to win, and it wasn't like some of the fights I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy those times and those moments. But yeah, bro, that was the question. That was part of that. I wanted to get to this question, and now I'm here and I can answer the question. Was I good enough? Where did you stand? And yeah, bro, there's nothing to be left in the chamber now. This is that moment. This is that moment of straight up go in, all out, balls to the wall, put it all out there. Everything I've learned, everything I've been taught, everything I put into this game, put it all out there. Don't say nothing. Don't leave nothing in the chamber. And that's what this is for me.
Yeah, I relate to that a lot. Like, even going in with and I keep bringing up the John Jones fight because that's my title fight, right? So I left that still not knowing, like I left a lot in the chamber still. There was a lot still left to be said, at least in my own head, and there was a lot to be done that I didn't do. And just as being here as a friend and a training partner and given my experience, like that's the worst case scenario, is to leave there with more left to give. You know what I mean? And that's how I felt. So I'm still figuring it out though. Every single time I fight, like, after the Ryan Spann fight, I'm like, damn, man, I'm kind of fucking good at this. Like, you still figure it out as you go. And I always have questions. I wouldn't say I question myself, but I definitely have questions for myself. And that's the journey we're on, man. That's why this sport is so fucking crazy, and why guys like us are addicted to it, and it pulls guys like Jamahal and I and every other guy and girl in the UFC that didn't come from a lot and ended up having a lot. It's there's so many layers to it and so many different ways to win and so many different ways to lose. You're constantly coming up with different questions for yourself, and I think that's what promotes growth, to be honest with you.
That's what keeps you hungry, and that's what keeps you motivated. Keeps you coming back, man. This is repetitive shit, dude. Yeah. It's repetitive shit, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it's exhausting. Sometimes it's hard to do. But those questions, bro, those questions keep you going, bro. They really do.
Yeah. And speaking of questions, just two more for you guys. Anthony, you're going to be doing, this weight cut going down there. I know you had originally wanted to fight in March still when this was scheduled. Like, are you still hoping to fight around then, or are you going to have to take the foot off the gas a little bit if you're doing a full weight cut and training hard and stuff for the state?
No, I'm still shooting for March 11th. It's just finding a person. Really, the division is busy right now. Like, people can say what they want about the light heavyweight division. We're busy. And all the top guys, like Blachowicz just fought, Ankalaev just fought. I think Ankalaev is injured. I think Rakic is still banged up. You got Jamal's fighting, and then Paul Craig, Johnny Walker. Everybody at the top is fighting. I don't think that happens that often. Like, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think you get like every fucking guy in the top 10 of a division that's matched up. You know what I mean? So
top 15.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's fighting. Everybody's fighting. So
yeah,
it kind of sucks for the guys that are left out. So I think we'll get it done. We just got to find somebody. We got to find someone that's willing to fight. I think those guys, Johnny Walker and Paul Craig, got a lot of respect for those guys, and both of them have been very vocal about wanting to fight with me. So one of them can get in and get out uninjured. I'm right here.
I know, Jamal, you'd said you want to kind of, make good with Anthony at some point in the future of a fight you were supposed to have. If you win this belt and he gets a win, are you going to try to, give him that opportunity right away?
Hey, bro, 100%, bro. I would love to. We said this before.
Right.
Like, when we fight, we're like, we fight. You go back and watch the Believe You Me podcast, the first episode I was on. We said title shot, man. When we do fight, it's for a title. Even when they offered me to fight, I was like, I kind of wanted that to be for a title. It's all, hey,
that's wild. I forgot about that.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy, right?
Hey,
you talk things into reality, man. You speak things into existence. So, yeah, 100%. I think a title fight between me and Ant would be phenomenal.
Absolutely. And I guess just final question for you, Jamal. It's 3 weeks from tomorrow, I believe, the fight. How much do you kind of visualize that moment, you know, potentially Dana White, Mick Maynard, whomever it may be down there, wrapping that belt around your waist? Is that like something that you visualize and think ahead to, or do you just think about the fight itself?
I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't. If I didn't feel it around my waist, if I didn't hear Bruce Buffer, you know, saying my name, saying and knew, it lights a fire in me, bro. It puts a fire in me, bro, and it's almost where sometimes I can't control my emotion, bro, and I got to get up and I'm feeling it, bro. Like I wish I could take what I feel and put it in people so they could really understand what's burning inside of me. But y'all see it. Y'all see it.
Man, love this. Love the insight from both of you guys. What a wholesome way to end 2022 here going into the new year. Hope the rest of training goes great for both of you guys. I really appreciate you doing this. This was special and awesome, and I hope everyone who watches it enjoyed. So thank you guys so much for the time, and we'll be talking soon, I'm sure.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, bro.